Hi, Dr. Liz here, and I thought I would show you what it looks like when I'm doing a telephone session. I have my headsets on, okay? People are often curious. If I am doing a video session, then usually I am dressed professionally, but if it's just telephone, nobody can see me, then yeah, I'm usually in a comfortable t-shirt and maybe some pants, always some pants. I never do therapy without pants on. I know there's jokes flying around about video meetings and no pants, but that's not me, it really isn't. So I am in my office, as you can see, all right, my wonderful office here. And I am usually in my office when I'm doing a video or phone session, at least these days with coronavirus, because my kids are home or my husband is sometimes home, and I want it to make sure that it's confidential and private and that it feels relaxed. So that's both for you and for me. So I don't have to worry about the dog barking or someone coming into the room where I'm doing a session and, doing this stuff like seeing if they could eat something for breakfast. I don't know. I don't have to deal with any of that being interrupted. So I generally go to my office to do my sessions, even though I'm the only one there right now. Another thing is people ask, can you do hypnosis through the phone or through video? They always have a hard time believing that this is the case. And I can tell you that I have done it for years, as well as many, many colleagues through the telephone or through video sessions through Zoom. And hypnosis is not like a magical process where you just conk out and you're not conscious at all. You're actually usually conscious through the whole session. So what I'm doing on a session is first, yes, I'm leading you into a relaxed state, but I'm also checking in with you during that. So you can respond to me. And I may create some imagery for you. Not me. I almost always create some imagery for you. And we talk about that imagery oftentimes. So let's say that you're creating an image of something that helps you or represents feeling grounded and centered right now. That's really important because right now people do not feel that at all, generally. They feel like, what's going to happen? Am I going to have a job? Am I not? How is this world going to transform? When am I going to get back to work if you're not allowed to go to work? So many questions up in the air right now, which often makes people feel anxious and stressed and ungrounded, right? Just sort of like floaty. And you may see this in your own life if like all of a sudden, let's say you do something that you never do. So even myself, the other day I made cornbread. Now I've made cornbread for like 30 years now, okay? Let's say a good solid 20, but maybe even 30. And the other day I made it and I forgot to put the baking powder in. Well, what happens when you don't put the baking powder in cornbread? It's pretty like solid, okay? There's no air that develops. It's not like light and fluffy cornbread that's so delicious. It was still delicious, actually. My daughter said, she's like, I still really like it. I was like, I gotcha. But it was solid. It's more like a corn cake, like solid cake. I don't know. So that's just an example of something where I was like, wow, I have not done that, like skipped the baking powder ever making cornbread. So I need to just pay attention to what's going on. I need to do some grounding myself. So, the next day I made sure I did some coloring, which helps me ground, some meditation, that I keep up my practice, even though everyone is home, of meditating, that I make sure I take the dog for a walk. She can't go in the backyard if I get really lazy, but make sure I take her for a walk because it makes me feel grounded. I usually walk her twice a day at least. So, really looking at the activities that help me feel grounded so that I don't make like silly mistakes like that, right? Really is just a flag to me. Like, hey, something's going on. Make sure you take care of it. That's how I see those things. So, back to the hypnosis though. So I may ask someone to create a symbol of feeling grounded and connected to the earth, something like that. And then I'll ask them what came up for you. And during the hypnosis, they'll tell me. And generally it's just some like beautiful image I never could have thought of myself, which is another reason that I like them to create it instead of me like creating something for them, unless we've agreed to that beforehand, before we start the hypnosis part. So that's just an example. I'm also checking with how they're doing as they're going along. And then at the end, I bring them up. I usually do a countdown to bring someone up. So if you listen to my free hypnosis files, which are over at my website, drlizhypnosis.com, most of them end with a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. So I end my same sessions when I'm working with someone individually the same way, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we check in after the session. I have never, in like years of doing hypnosis over the phone or through video, I've never had anyone not come back. Like, seriously, I think you pay attention even a little bit more when you're on the phone or through video than you do when you're actually in my office. I have had people in my office that just like, they're out and they stay out, and I have to do that count maybe a couple of times before they come back. So that definitely has happened in my office, but it has never happened online when I'm working with someone or through the phone. I'm knocking on wood here. Okay, that's me knocking on my beautiful red little desk. So that gives you an idea. You know, hypnosis session is not just we get on the phone or we get on Zoom and I immediately put you into hypnosis. I'm talking to you and I'm getting to know you. I'm learning you and you're learning me too. So I'm learning what is helpful for you. What are you dealing with? What are you facing? And you're learning how I work as well, and I depend on that feedback from you. So it is really a process of doing that first before going into hypnosis, so that we're making sure that the hypnosis is something that's like good and appropriate for you. All right, so I hope that helps you understand and gives you an idea of what I look like when I'm on a phone session. Okay, please reach out if you need help. Okay, if you are struggling, if you're finding you're crying every day and starting to get depressed and you really need some help, or you're super anxious and you can't stop thinking or ruminating, like your mind's going, you're having trouble sleeping, please reach out. Okay, I will happily help you. All right. Again, you can email me, Dr. Liz, DRLIZ, at drlizhypnosis.com. Peace.